Hello, Eric Gimbal, ericgimbal.com, and today we're going to speak about the difference between copying and inspiration. Let's start. Well, today this is the last day. I've got my daughter Pino with me 24 hours a day because the holiday vacation are finishing. So this week it was impossible for me to do some reviews, so I just did some talking. Next week I'm back with some product reviews, so you'll see them. So okay, let's carry on with today's topic. So very often when we see a picture and we see, oh, this is a copy of such a photograph or whatever, very often the author, the photographer, gets upset and says, everything is already invented. Well, I think people who say that everything is already invented, they say that to justify their lack of creativity, or very often because they are mediocre photographers and they try to justify that they cannot do much else than copying. And I just hope that everything is not invented, because if everything was already invented, we cannot expect to have new medicine, new injection, new whatever, new treatment, new technology, new things, new that we actually need. So I think not everything is invented, and if everything is invented, at least in the photography field, I think what's invented are the ingredients. But the cocktail or the recipe is yours. So I think that although many techniques or style already exist, you can still create your own style and your technique, your own recipe. So I think this is the way it works. There are two kinds of people who actually copy. There is one kind who actually copies because he wants to learn. So he sees a picture and he says, I want to know how to do that. Analyzes the technique and works and works and works until he knows how to do it. And then from this learning is done, it's a base for building his own style or his own ideas. So I think this is a great way of learning. You copy to better your technique. But then from that copy, you add your ingredients, your ideas. And then there's another kind of people who copy, people who have no creativity, no idea themselves, so they just copy. And these ones normally are the ones that get upset when you tell them, oh, it already exists. And they say, well, everything is invented. But I think if you're an amateur doing this, you have all the time in your life, doesn't make sense. Why don't you take time to create something different or find something different? Why do you copy? You can copy to learn, but then work on your style. And if you're a professional and you're copying your neighbor, your competition next door, I think you're probably stupid. Sorry for telling that, but I think you're stupid, because if you're going to do the same thing as he does and he started to do it before you, his clients prefer the genuine, the original version than a copy. So the only reason for them to contract you is because you are cheaper. If you are cheaper, you won't make more money than him. Maybe it won't even make you enough money to carry on with this business. Likely you will get trouble for him because he will have to drop his price, and in the end you just messed up the whole business, because you don't make money, he doesn't make money anymore, you have not created your style, you've stolen his, and that's stupid. I mean, if you're going to copy someone, don't copy the one next door. So I think copying is a mistake any way you look at it, except for learning and then building your own style on that. Okay, inspiration is a whole different idea. Inspiration, you see something, you analyze, and you see how to better it or to add something yourself. And I think for inspiration, the best thing is try not to look at pictures photographers do in the same field as yours. For example, if you're a wedding photographer, don't look at wedding photographies, at least not in your country. Look for countries maybe where they do different style, but don't look at wedding photographers. If you do weddings, check something else. For example, there are sport photography that do the typical panning. You see the car that is neat and the background is moved, because you do the panning. Why don't you do that technique when you do the valse during in the celebration of a wedding? You learn this technique, and then you see someone else that has a great way of lighting. You think, wow, that's great, this flash that flash that lit the face of the bride or the bride and the groom. That's great. But then if I put a flash, then it will get the whole action frozen, and then what's supposed to be panned in the back won't be that panned. So that blurred with a motion blur. So maybe I should have some LED lighting, so it's not a flash, so I still get my movement. You think about it and you build your own techniques. Or you think about still photography, or to use food products, and you use it to make your still shots of the bride shoes or wedding rings or whatever. And you take someone technique from another field, or the other way around. If you do sport photography, why don't you use some fashion style shots for a football player, whatever, instead of have the typical sport photo or whatever. But I think it's important that you do not dig into people's work that work in the same field as yours. It's important. Like if you're a pop singer and you listen to pop music all the time, well, singer, not a composer, you're likely to end up doing a copy of someone else's music without realizing, because your subconscious heard that music so much that you end up writing the same thing or similar, and you get to court for that. So there are some pop musicians that actually listen to classical music and adapt it to pop music, and that's legal and that's possible, and they get the inspiration from other fields. So I think that's the way to go. It's try to look at other techniques and adapt them to what you do. When I started doing photography, I didn't do macro photography, but I started to look at insect photography and macro photography to use it in my weddings, for the rings, for details and things. I could do some macro details to give something different. I also looked at sport photography when I never done sport photography then, and many things like this. And I think this is the way to go. Don't look at what people do in the same field as yours. So, is everything invented? Hopefully not. If it is, you can get your own recipe. If you go to a fast food restaurant and order a hamburger, you know that 2 burgers will taste different. Not just within the same restaurant. In 10 restaurants, they each have their own recipe. And that's the same thing with that. They all have the same ingredients, but they make their own recipe. Make photography your own recipe. Don't copy. Inspire yourself, but don't copy. And then you'll get your own style, and I'm sure you will be a lot more happy to create your own style based on 10 styles from other photographers, than to be able to perfectly copy someone else. And it will be a lot more rewarding for your knowledge and your satisfaction. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. By the way, yesterday I uploaded a video inviting people to show me their Instagram. So I will show in the future on my YouTube channel a selection of Instagram accounts. I've not received much English-speaking people emails. So if you want to participate, I put a link to the video I did yesterday, and you can send me your Instagram account to info@ericgimbal.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a small subscribe button down there, and also there's a small bell. If you click on it, you will receive a notification when I upload new videos. My website erigibo.com. If you have any question, leave a comment below or send me an email to info@erigibo.com. And also I've put in description links to my other channel sections, the playlist, and also a list of my gear with links to Amazon UK and Amazon US. If you're going to buy anything from that list, use my link please, because it gives me a small commission. It will cost you the same thing, but it does help me. Thank you very much, and see you soon. Bye.